harshly those who turn their back on freedom's cause.
President Biden and Ukraine's President Zelensky urged Congress to provide critical funding to Ukraine.
Thanks to Ukraine's success in defense, other European nations are safe from the Russian aggression, unlike in the past. Ukraine can now tackle the Russian dictatorship.
The aid package, though, is mired in a domestic dispute as Republicans demand tough changes to border security. A U.S. official says Houthi rebels in Yemen fired missiles at a tanker loaded with jet fuel today, but missed. Monday, they hit a Norwegian ship.
This is an international problem that requires an international solution.
Pentagon spokesman General Patrick Ryder. And the COP28 nations hammered out a compromise overnight, agreeing for the first time to transition away from fossil fuels. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
You know, I think it's midweek right now. It is Wednesday. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You're right.
You're correct.
Oh, good. I'm hungry.
So
I'm gonna take a break here real quick, and I'm gonna go find some food. I like a hamburger. Would y'all like a burger or something this morning?
I'll take some bacon and eggs since you're going up in the kitchen.
I don't want any bacon and eggs. I want a hamburger.
A hamburger?
Yeah.
A hamburger sounds good.
You have a vitamin deficiency? You're craving meat.
I like a nice grilled hamburger.
It's too cold out there to go outside and grill anything, but I can grill one and smokes up the place a lot. But you know.
Go ahead.
Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
And I'm hungry. I'm Lee Barris.
And
now.
It's going to be one of those days. I can tell you that right now. Welcome to the live and local Real Talk Show right here on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM WSME. Also available at www.wsme971.com, on Facebook, on YouTube, and Simple Radio and other radio apps.
Yes.
Did I get them all?
I think so.
I
hope
think you covered it all. Worldwide.
Yep, worldwide. That's us. And we've gotten a lot of reaction to yesterday.
Yes, we did.
And so let me go ahead and start right quick like here. I do not do battle on Facebook or any other social media platforms. That's just a sideline. It's a sidebar for us. I don't get on there. I'm not going to take your challenges on Facebook. You're a faceless individual on Facebook. You come in here, we'll talk.
That's correct.
Sometimes we'll talk if we know you on the telephone. But you're welcome to come in here. If you want to fight, find somebody else. Go join the Army. They got plenty of people that need to fight.
Yes.
They'll take you in a heartbeat. But if you want to discuss things, you can come in here and discuss them. If you want to do a challenge, go for it. I don't read your stuff. I have not read one comment that you've posted on Facebook. These ladies have, and they got a little upset, a little unhappy.
She read it. I didn't waste my time.
I don't
That's
care
where I feel.
about it.
Yeah.
I just do not care about it. It's a distraction for me. I've got other things to do, like go fix a hamburger, which to be more important.
Take with some onions and
grilled onions on a hamburger. Oh my God, that would be so good. And I might just do it here in just a few minutes. Who knows? But anyway, that's my take on yesterday and every other day. And so if you think you're going to reach out and touch me by posting stupid stuff on our Facebook page, you're wrong. It does not affect me. I've been affected by a whole lot of stuff in my 3/4 of a century. You ain't one of them.
Well, the only thing I have to say is I read all the comments and stuff, and I see all the viewpoints. But I want to make it clear to people that because of one of the comments I read, we are not a news organization. I think people have that.
Get there too.
Have that. Yeah. So clear that up, Rayford.
I was a journalist.
Yeah, you were.
I was a journalist. I have been a journalist. I was the news director. I worked my way up in the television world and in newspapers. I was a freelance reporter for several news organizations, including the News and Observer, the Associated Press, and United Press International.
Mm-hmm.
I did some freelance work for the Daily News. I've done freelance work for a whole lot of people years past as a real honest to goodness journalist. And I worked my way up to being a TV news director. I was in charge of a 45-person news operation. Okay. I was a journalist. I am not a journalist. I'm a radio talk show, conservative talk show host. Period.
Talk.
Bottom
show.
line, we respond to what makes news. We do not cover news.
No.
I do not go to meetings. If I was going to be a journalist, I would go to those meetings. I've been to school board meetings, oh my God, ad nauseum. I've been to other meetings ad nauseum. And you know what? I don't want to do that ever again. I'm not going to do it again. That's not my thing. Okay. I don't get paid to do that. Y'all ain't got enough money to make me do that.
Fair.
Okay. Done deal. I'd rather work right here for free than to go out there and do that. And we can make the comments that we make, and we will question things that we see.
Mm-hmm.
So get off your high horse if you think you're going to challenge me. You ain't been around the block as many times as I have in many different fields.
I would agree with that statement.
So
People don't understand.
y'all just
but it's all
get over
good.
yourselves.
Mhm.
Okay, done. Fox News broke a pretty good story this week. The top Democrat on the House Oversight Committee has been informally meeting with Republicans behind closed doors in an effort to persuade the Republicans to abandon the impeachment effort against President Biden. GOP lawmakers are preparing to vote to formalize the inquiry. Committee ranking member Jamie Raskin, he's a Democrat out of Maryland, has been quietly discussing impeachment with House Republicans with whom he has close relationships. Sources said Raskin has been meeting with right-wing to more moderate members in an effort to counter GOP arguments, investigative steps, and evidence collected throughout the investigation. One of the memos, Fox News has got it, is focused on obstruction in an effort to defend the Biden administration, as well as banks and private citizens for providing extraordinary cooperation with the committee's investigation into the Biden family's business dealings and whether President Biden himself was involved. Why are they so concerned that they won't even
So tired of it all.
go to, bring it out into the open? The Democrats, are they that concerned? Apparently. Much like the Republicans were 3 years ago.
It should have been more concerned with finding people to run for the office for 2024.
Yeah, and, the Democrats need to find some people to run in Onslow County, in
We've had a
throughout
few
the
step
area.
up.
Yep, a few.
A few.
But, who are they?
Yeah,
That's a problem.
That's going to be a problem.
The one has stepped up and for one of the races, and he just throws his name in. I guess he's got enough filing money for every election. It's cheaper than
Right.
buying ads or something.
And then you have a resident here in Jacksonville that has filed also to run against, is it George Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got a Republican and a Democrat running against him.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
As many as you want.
That's
It's
right.
your platform. I want to hear you.
That's
I
right.
want to hear from you. Do not, we might be leaning conservative, but we'll ask you fair questions.
Right. Well,
we,
I've
we,
talked
we
to.
want to talk to you, Democrats. We want to talk to Republicans as well. We want to talk to everybody.
Well, I talked to some of them at a meeting that I attended a couple months ago,
Mhm.
the Capers Foundation. And I told them, we'd love to have you on the radio. And they agreed to it. So I'll get back up with them. But
Yeah.
we were just kind of waiting till following was over with.
We want to talk with you folks, all of
Sure.
you who
I
want
hear
to
what
run.
they've got to say.
And for those of you who are just out there throwing barbs, making claims, show us the stuff. If you've got it, bring it in here. I'm an investigator.
Well, we had
I will
that
check it.
with a county commissioner that kept saying that he's got a book of information and was
Oh,
supposed to bring it
baloney.
into the radio station. And that was a
Bravo,
couple of years
Sierra.
ago, and we've yet to see it. So you've got it. Bring it. You want to come on the radio and tell everybody what
Bring
you
it to
got?
me
Bring
and
it.
let me read it.
That's right.
Show it to me
We'll tell the other side.
completely.
Yeah.
And I will examine everything that everybody says.
I just find in this day and age, it's a situation, if you don't agree with a person, then you're wrong.
Yeah, I know.
And if you bring out, both sides of the matter, one side's upset because you're not talking just about their side. So,
What back in the days of journalism, when I was doing that stuff,
yes.
when I had the Democrat candidate and the Republican candidate both claiming that I was favoring the other person, I was doing my job.
Right.
I was perfect. And that's the way I'd like to do things. If you want to come into this station and to here into the studios, we invite you. Okay?
And
Do
there's-
not bring an entourage with you. That will not allow. We don't have that much room.
Right.
I don't need 25 people in this room. Okay?
I don't think we can hold 25 people.
Well, we can hold them, but they're,
Oh, it would be hard.
Standing
to do.
room
we
only.
don't want them. And the mics won't allow it. So
Yeah.
if you want to come in here and you want to state your case, and we'll listen to you. And trust me, I will not interrupt you. I will not interrupt you. And we will let you present your case. And then I'll ask you questions.
Yeah.
Okay? That's not an issue.
Right.
So, and because I'm not partial.
And what's the easiest way for people to contact you?
Guess what? It's on our Facebook page, including my email address.
Email. That's right.
Email. I do not post it on Facebook. If you post it on Facebook, it ain't going to get read by me.
Well, we have your email, which you put right out there, and also on our station page, it shows the station's email.
And you check that. I don't.
Yes.
But my email is about as simple as you can get. As long as you spell my name correctly, you'll get there. It's Raeford Brown, RAEFORD Brown @gmail.com. If you can't figure that out, you probably don't need to come in here. You will come to a battle of wits unarmed.
Well, okay. Well said.
All right. 910-333-0139 is our number. If you want to chat, you can do that too. 910-333-0139. We love to hear from you. We'd love to talk to you.
Yes.
Just don't wait till the last 2 minutes of the show.
Oh, please. We're
'Cause
full of commercials.
I'm not
and
going to
we're
take the
trying
calls at
yeah.
that point in time. That's just the way it is. I've quit taking calls at that point in time. So that's we don't have time. We're trying to wrap up a show in 2 minutes before 9 o'clock, and people are calling in. Too bad.
Yeah, I posted last night on our Facebook page updated filings for Onslow County. When filing period's over, I'll include the state and the federal, but right now I'm just doing Onslow County. And I think we had 2 new filings yesterday for county commissioner,
Got an interesting
which was
one.
Tony Padgett and then former Sheriff Hans Miller.
Yeah.
So we had 2 new additions to that. Oh, and Robin Knapp filed for reelection
Yeah,
also.
re-election, yes.
But other than that, we didn't have any new filings for school board. We did have another filing for another district court judge, and that was William Shanahan has filed for reelection. So the judges' seats are starting to fill in, but you've got till 5 p.m.
Today's Wednesday.
That's right.
Friday at 5, and you're done.
That's right. So
It was noon.
Is it noon?
it
think
started
it's-
noon on the first day.
I think it ends at noon, doesn't it?
I'll check.
We'll double check that.
Yeah, we'll
Don't want to
double check.
misinform you.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, you've got just a couple days left. So if you feel like you can make a difference here and you're passionate about,
Yeah, and for those who were at the meeting Monday, was it Monday? Yeah, Monday evening.
right.
If you have that much passion, then somebody amongst you should take the lead and step up
It
to
is
the plate.
noontime on Friday. Kelly was right. Yes.
Noon at Friday. Noontime at Friday. That's it.
Noon, 12 noon. So don't go in there a minute to noon.
No,
No,
you
you
won't
have
have
to have
time
it
to
all
fill out
done.
the paperwork.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And when they close the window is closed. Okay,
I
that's it.
knew.
And I remember Jason in the past saying that it's like computerized or whatever, so it's
Oh,
what
yeah.
has to be put in there. So they can't override anything.
Nope.
No.
So you can't go in there, let's say 5 minutes till noon, and think it's gonna. You're not. That paperwork's a lot. It's a little lengthy, and they don't count that whatever time you walked in is when
No,
it gets stamped or
it's too
scanned or
late.
whatever
Too bad.
happens. So I would
Too
suggest
bad, so sad.
go in
and,
there at
just-
11 o'clock.
Nope. Don't play those games. You're
Yeah.
going to be in the cold. And wait for the next election cycle 2 years from now.
And they don't take cash. You have to do check or money order. They don't
check
do card
or
either.
money order.
Yeah, for
no
your filing
cards,
fee.
no cash.
Yeah.
Got it?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got questions, call them before you go and ask the questions.
Yeah.
Go to the website. It should tell you there. Well, it will on the state level. I don't know about the county level.
Well, they're very, very good about helping people too when you go down there. So,
Yeah, but you
very
got
good.
to do it in advance.
yes.
If you're waiting until noon on Friday, then I'm not sure that I would ever vote for you either way. If
Yeah,
you're waiting
because
that
I've
late,
had 15 days.
Yeah,
I see your point. with that.
I just
Yeah.
I just would have no reason to vote for you. If you're that late, it's kind of like not showing up for meetings when you're supposed to be there, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't have a
Sure.
lot of time for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay, 910-333-0139. We'll take a break here and do a little bit of weather when we come back. And we'll talk about Robert O'Neill.
Who?
I figured you would ask that question, but you should know that name.
Robert O'Neill.
Is it Tip O'Neill?
Robert
I've heard
O'Neill.
Ryan O'Neill.
Yeah, I know who Ryan O'Neill is. Who's Robert O'Neill?
2011.
Yeah, I'm Googling.
He's appeared on this show.
On this show?
On this show. I interviewed him.
Was that the one that was arrested?
He had been arrested. But yes, that one. You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Hello, folks. This is Preston Taylor with Piggly Wiggly right here in Jacksonville. We'd like to take this opportunity to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all of the folks here at Piggly Wiggly.
Are you stuck scrolling endlessly looking for a good sci-fi show? Step away from the algorithm and discover a whole world of TV programmed by humans with Pluto TV. Star Trek The Next Generation, Godzilla, Farscape, Charmed, and The Twilight Zone. All for free. It's TV the way it should be. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Bryn Mawr Jewelers, proudly serving the Jacksonville area with the brilliance you deserve for 73 years, invites you to visit them at 1136 Western Boulevard next to Sam's this holiday season. Locally owned and operated by the Queen of Diamonds, Lisa Lutz Keys and Luke Keys, look forward to showing you why only the finest diamonds makes it to their showcase, bringing you the brightest holiday season ever. In addition to fine diamonds and precious stones, you'll find watches, rings, bracelets, necklaces, charms, and remember, no one does I do like they do. Bryn Mawr Jewelers, Jacksonville's oldest jeweler, also specializes in custom design. Bryn Mawr Jewelers takes the time to wish you and yours a happy holiday and the best in the coming new year. Bryn Mawr Jewelers, 1136 Western Boulevard next to Sam's, serving Jacksonville since 1950. Visit brynmawrjewelers.com or by phone at 0455-2994.
Great Gas and Oil Company, and of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all: gas, ice cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen, Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
The holiday travel season is almost here, and if you need automotive service before hitting the highways or just regular maintenance, Cedar Point Tire, the best automotive shop in Cedar Point, is here for you. Cedar Point Tire is more than just a tire store. They offer fast auto service from tune-ups to flat tire repair and all alignment and suspension services too. Cedar Point Tire. They carry all the major name brand tires, so they likely have your preference. It's simple. For all automotive service and tires, call 252-393-3188 or visit Cedar Point Tire, the best automotive shop in Cedar Point, 1083 Cedar Point Boulevard. Cedar Point Tire thanks you for your past patronage and wishes you and yours the best holiday season and a happy new year. Come ride with us this holiday season.
If you have a project that requires ready-mix concrete, whether a driveway, patio, livestock housing, outdoor kitchen, or something special for the holidays, Mixed Masters Concrete of Buteville can handle the job. Large or small, Mixed Masters Concrete offers residential, commercial, and agricultural contract work with professional service and fast delivery. Owner Scott Thigpen provides free estimates, and Mixed Masters Concrete will deliver on Saturdays. In addition to expert concrete service, KPT Masonry does complete concrete finishing. So, for ready-mix concrete and professional concrete finishing, phone 910-298-6153. Mixed Masters Concrete and KPT Masonry of Beulaville. Proud to be part of the continuing growth of Eastern North Carolina, and thanks all our military families and all that serve.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hey, y'all, want a boat? How about a new motor for your boat? Maybe your motor's worn out, the boat's doing fine. How about a power pole or a trolling motor? Your first stop should be at Tideline Marine. For a new motor, a boat, or whatever accessories you need or want, check with the folks at Tideline Marine for assistance and advice offered from the fine folks there. Whether it's a new boat, a repower for your old boat, or fishing lures and accessories, check with the Tideline family. They have some answers for you. It's a family operation, and going into the Christmas season, they wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 4, dominant period 8 seconds, sounds and rivers a moderate chop, perfect for speckled trout and redfish, by the way. Thursday, tomorrow, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots. Blustery, northerly 15 to 20 in the afternoon. Gusts up to 30 knots. Seas 4 to 6 feet, 2 to 4 near shore. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers rough, diminishing to choppy in the afternoon. And on Friday, going into the weekend, northeasterly winds again 10 to 15 knots. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Today, mostly sunny, a high of 59. Tonight, clear, cold, low of 32. Tomorrow, sunny, high of only 49.
Yeah.
With gusts as high as 15 miles an hour tomorrow. Yikes. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 26, which means the fact that it's clear, it's going to feel even colder. And on Friday, sunny, high of 54. Looks like it's going to rain on Sunday, though.
Yeah, there's a big storm system that is rumored to be developing. And it's
Can't
supposed
do
to
that. I
cross
got some
Florida.
driving to do.
Yeah, Sunday night into Monday.
I got to drive Sunday.
I'm just telling you right now that
No. In a truck.
I was just trying to look it up, but I was
Oh, my
following
goodness. Okay.
some of the weather
We'll get it.
pages on it.
We'll
It's
get it
going to
done.
rain Monday, too.
Get it done.
Yeah.
The former Navy SEAL who shot Osama bin Laden is at the center of controversy in Norfolk, where the Armed Forces Brewing Company is planning to open a military-themed brewery. Robert J. O'Neill has a small stake in the brewery and has drawn opposition from community members over racist and homophobic remarks he's claimed that other people have claimed that he made in the past. He recently turned to social media to complain about a Navy sailor who performs as a drag queen and was reported by police in Texas as using a racial slur. Both incidents are just two reasons opponents are attempting to stop the brewery from operating in Norfolk, which is part of Hampton Roads and home to many members of the armed forces. The brewing company markets itself by way of conservative ads and has toned down O'Neill's public-facing role as a brand ambassador while also dismissing claims against them. Last month, the city's planning commission advised the city council to deny permits for a planned tap room and distribution center just miles from the largest Navy base in the country in a 4-2 vote. 800 comments were filed on the application, many of which were in opposition to the business venture. Armed Forces Brewing also reportedly failed to get support from the neighborhood association, which serves a largely black community called Park Place. Tim Anderson, an attorney representing the brewery, wrote a letter to the city's attorney accusing the commission's vote of being based on the owner's political views. He said, "What is 100% clear to me is that if my client was an activist brewery positively engaged in promoting LGBTQ ideas, the application would have sailed through planning." He's probably right.
Yeah.
Probably right. So anyway, it's strange. I'm not sure how they got O'Neill involved in it. We did have him on the show just, I don't know, 5 or 6, 7 years ago, not long after he went public as being the guy who killed bin Laden, and did a good interview. He was, kept it on track. We had a great interview with him.
He was a motivational speaker and was on Fox News there for a while till he left down in 21, I believe it was.
And, he got into some trouble. He got a DWI, but that was dismissed. And down in Texas, he, I guess, got involved in a fray or whatever while he was, according to the police there, intoxicated.
Well, he took part in over 400 missions?
A bunch
as
of
Navy
missions.
SEAL.
Yeah, lots of them. The bin Laden takedown was, of course,
The big one. The big one.
The one that you do. The SEALs are involved in a lot of things, rescues and other things. They just, deal with situations.
Yes, you need to get him back on.
Yeah, I'm going to reach out and see if I can find him again. I had a cell number for a while, but that was several cell phones ago, and they don't always transfer over. So
True.
we'll have to check it out and see if I can find him again.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. I cannot support some of the actions perhaps that he's had here in the U.S., but I do support what he did, and he's a hero.
Right.
Either way.
I imagine that's hard on a person, though. You would probably understand, being that you did a lot of work back in the days, but some of this work that people like this gentleman had to go through, like the 400 missions and the taking
that's a
down
lot.
of,
My God.
that's a lot on your mind
Yeah.
to live with.
Yeah.
God bless them all.
He's done a lot, seen a lot.
Right. Exactly.
It's a shame that we have to have people like that, young men, who will forever be taunted
Mhm.
in their own heads, if nothing else,
Right.
with what occurred. Most of them don't even talk to family about it or anybody else.
Right.
So they don't even talk to Kellys.
Right.
Some of them do.
A few.
They
I
just
have a few.
live with a lot of it.
but most will not.
The nightmares.
All right, we got coming up, we'll have Dr. Rosemary Stein. We'll find out what's haunting the children today in school, and as far as their physical well-being and perhaps their mental well-being. Are they? One of the questions I've got is how distraught are kids today in school? The young ones. I'm talking about kindergarten up.
Yes,
Kelly deals with some.
Right.
Not quite as many as perhaps there are with issues, and but it's got to be really kind of traumatic for the kids in watching and listening to their parents, watching the ridiculous activities from 2 nights ago, dealing with teachers, dealing with other students. That's going to be kind of a big problem for them at times, I would think. I know you see a few.
Mm-hmm. Well, you bring that up, and something that brought to mind is the Board of Education meetings. If I was them, I would move public comments to the very end of the meeting, because you have a lot of children that attend these meetings for their Good News Awards.
Yes.
And you have a lot of teachers that go in there that are supporting their students.
That's a good idea.
And for them to have to sit there through all that, I'd move it to the very end so you can do your business. Let your children attend, because I've had friends that said that they won't even take their kids for their awards because they don't want to sit through all that. So I'd move it to the very end.
Move the comments from the audience and the comments from the commissioners to the end,
Right.
and do all the good stuff up front,
Yeah. Do all the good stuff.
because
And
they need to go home and go to bed.
well, that way,
Many of them.
these kids that are being honored or getting awards, they can go into, the teachers can go in there, they can be a part of everything. And if they choose to leave before the public comments, then they can go.
Yeah.
But the meeting, the business of the meeting is done.
Yeah, the stuff that they need, the stuff that they're there for is over.
Right. Just
Okay.
my opinion.
Dr. Rose did say she was going to see us this week, right?
It's too cold to get out of bed. She may still be in bed. There she is.
Speaking of, get the right buttons pushed and we'll go from here. Dr. Rosemary Stein, good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. Good morning. How is everybody?
Oh, we're cold.
Oh, it's cold here too. What's the temperature right now?
42 below zero.
Yeah.
Let me
I know
see.
that it feels like 42 below zero. but
According to
I'm
this,
quite
is
sure it's not that.
29.
Yeah, well, it's officially 29, but from
22 here. So you guys
Oh,
have
who
some
took-
warmth going.
my goodness, boy, we got a heat wave going then. I feel better.
That's
So-
right. Oh yeah, I'm sure you do.
So, we're just discussing before you got on the line here about welfare of kids and what they have to go through and what they see on TV as far as even on the news and you're seeing your parents acting like fools at certain times at meetings and cutting the fool. And then you've got to go to school. Then you got to deal with sometimes on occasion teachers who may be leaning one way or the other. I mean, I had a teacher that was extremely liberal, and he made a very point in high school of saying that if Goldwater ended up being the president, he would not be at work anymore.
Goldwater.
Way back then. Seriously. I mean, that's the way he that's what he taught. How do kids deal with things like that?
Not well. You don't see it, but micro kinks of the child are chipped away. When we, as the parents or the teachers of the children, don't sort of keep it together. That's the easiest way that I tell them is that whenever you, as a parent, go right or left or up and down, you're bringing your kid with you. And the teacher inadvertently is doing the same thing. These are people that mold you, that form your character and give you a model of who to be like or who not to be like in the future. I think our goal should be as parents and as teachers and as doctors or people who come in contact with kids to be not the person that the kid is going to say, well, I don't want to act like that person, but the person that they say, so how would Mr. Rayford or Miss Lee have acted in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And you're always, or Miss Kelly, and you're always going to get a better result from yourself. And you say, you know what, this might be the climax of this child's day today. So let me make sure to, even if I'm not feeling well, even if this kid is doing something that's dumb, let me make sure to leave him with an imprint that he can take with him for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Dr. Rose, I have a pediatric question for you.
Absolutely.
I have a client who's, their baby sibling, this kid's probably about 15, 18 months old, has been in the hospital since Saturday with, they were diagnosed, this baby, with reactive airway disease. What is that?
That's asthma.
Okay.
That's if he's in the hospital for it, it's a very bad.
Yeah, they
case
said it.
of asthma.
The mom said it was severe and had to have, quote, a lot of oxygen.
Reactive airway.
I've just never heard it called that.
Well, it just means that your airways are reacting to the environment. So it's not that you're necessarily asthmatic, but you have an asthma, and it can be severe symptoms because of whatever is going on. It can be a bacteria, it can be allergies, it can be something environmental. But you're having, in his case, a severe asthmatic attack to something else, and you haven't necessarily been diagnosed with asthma because you're a bit young for that when you're 15 or 18 months old.
Yeah, so he's a bit, okay. I was just curious. I didn't want to ask the mom, like, what, I was like, well, I'm going to ask Dr. Rose what that is. She would know, this lady would, but I've just never heard it called that. But I was like, no, I'm going to ask Dr. Rose. She could tell me, because I just didn't want to ask the mom. Because it's had this baby be in the hospital. It was so severe. It has put a great strain on the other kids in the household. They were very upset.
I bet they were.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, yeah.
15 months old.
Relationship, though.
Yeah, they have a good relationship, but the siblings all do. Yeah. So I was just curious. I just wanted to ask that. Next question. So I've seen a lot of what I would call kid sickness, client-wise, that like, and 2 kids now so they've come down with like the typical, runny nose, cough, but they don't test positive for anything. But then they get a rash. Have you seen that? It's like I have.
Okay,
really?
What is it?
We don't know.
Okay, that's what one of the moms said. They don't know what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
No,
the
it's
tests
not.
are positive, and we're doing COVID testing, and my eyes can recognize a lot of rashes because I've been around so much, but I don't recognize this rash, so I wind up calling it viral exanthem, which is just a very fancy word. With you got a rash and a virus or a virus that caused a rash.
Should parents keep their kids home when they have these symptoms?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
While that rash is still freshly there, not when it's fading, but when it's still freshly there, that is contagious. Anything that's febrile, anything that's got like viral symptoms and has an acute rash that just appeared, that's contagious.
Good to know. Okay. So parents and grandparents here, if your kid has any of that, keep them home.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, keep those sick children home, please.
Oh.
They're not following what I'm telling them in practice. The poor little kids are in the school and they're miserable and they're making others sick. So don't be that parent, guys.
Yeah, I've seen and heard of parents, especially the fathers, who will say, "Suck it up, Johnny.
That's not a good thing to say, though.
Suck it up.
When you're
Get to
sick,
school."
you're sick. You just feel bad. And kids, I know kids cannot work well.
No.
Well, I as an adult, I don't work well when I don't feel good. So a kid can't either. What makes you think if an adult can't do it, why would a kid be able to?
Well, suck it up, Johnny. Move on.
No, that's
No, you
not a good
should
thing.
not do that. That
No.
should not be your attitude. Don't want to baby them, perhaps.
That's not the place to do that.
No.
That's more for work or for endurance and the game. No, not when your kid is sick.
Oh, not if they're sick at all. All right. Okay. Any words of advice for the kids and the parents, especially coming up with this holiday season? I will warn people right now. I'm not sure what the last day of school is before the break.
Friday.
This Friday?
Mhm.
Okay, on the 15th.
Yep.
But that as a former bus driver back in high school days, year that bus drivers are warned to be extremely careful with the kids. And that's the last day before the Christmas season and the last day of the school year. Those are the 2 days when they're so excited they may run in front of a moving train if there's one out there somewhere. But is there any advice?
Absolutely.
Is there any advice that you could offer as far as medically speaking for the kids during these holidays?
Absolutely. I mean, just like they're so anxious and excited, and they put themselves in harm's way, they also have sometimes a decrease in their immunity because they're using their energy for all of this activity and their movement. So make sure you're feeding them well, that they're drinking lots of water, that you're giving them some good vitamins like vitamin C and zinc. If you have any supplements like echinacea and stuff like that, do that. But remember, I think a lot of it is because we don't center the time on our children. We do what we got to do when we wrap those presents. We get a whole bunch of stuff, and maybe we're making cards up, and we forget the real reason that we celebrate Christmas. And it really is to celebrate a baby. But we got children in our home, and they can remind us of that celebration. And if we spend time with them and carve time out of the day to go over a night before Christmas, and how you used to love that, and sit down and maybe watch your favorite as a kid movie on TV, Christmas movie, whether it's Charlie Brown or the Grinch or the Santa Claus story. Those things will stay with your child, and they'll mellow him out. And the last 2 days, I think it's a good idea to sit with your child and say, look, I know you get a little nutty when you get so excited, and Christmas is next week. But when you feel like that, calm yourself down. Take some breaths. Slow down. Just enjoy the moment instead of just running through it. And one more piece of advice, and I'm not trying to be mean, is for us as parents, put the darn phone down and just look at your kid, because pretty soon he won't be in your house, and you'll wonder where the time went. So spend that time with him or her now.
Very true.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And don't come to my dinner table with a telephone and use it.
Right.
Put that thing away.
Yeah. I have threatened to put in a device in here, which is easy to do. They're available, that will block all cell phone communications.
I think you should.
Grinch.
Not a Grinch.
Do it.
But I think that would be appropriate for dinner time. Flip a switch and nobody makes a call.
I think it's good.
I don't see anything wrong with that. If they but the thing is, don't even wait for if they. Since it's a Wi-Fi free zone, then they may want to know that, so that conversation is expected.
That's good. Okay, Dr. Rose, see you next week.
Thank you.
Talk to you next week.
All right, thank you. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We are your Christmas classic station, and we'll be right back.
C&S Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957, with 3 locations serving the Crystal Coast, has everything you need from brushes to Olympic stain and quality Benjamin Moore paint. Benjamin Moore offers unmatched color and durability, so the color will last for years to come. Whether a do-it-yourselfer or paint contractor, when you shop C&S Paint Center with 3 locations, you're not just improving your home or construction site, you're supporting a local business too. C&S Paint Center, Olympic Stain, and Benjamin Moore. Paint for everything that matters. C&S Paint Center, 105 Wayne Drive, Morridge City, 6 Doris Avenue, Jacksonville, and 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point. C&S Paint. Phone 910-455-0210. Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane and Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane and Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane and Associates Family Dentistry.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986.
Down East is your local Bryant factory authorized dealer. Down East, Bryant, whatever it takes to keep you warm.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Ready or not, the holidays are here and your calendar is crowded. So if and when your heating system goes out, Down East and Bryant is ready to do whatever it takes to make your home warm again. Because your friends and relatives are arriving any minute. Just call Down East at 910-346-4311.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
S&H Feed and Garden would like to take this time to thank our customers for their patronage and wish you and yours best wishes for a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. S&H Feed and Garden, 4043 Freedom Way, Hubert, has been serving Swansboro and surrounding areas with garden and feed supplies since 1978. 'Tis the season to get your Christmas trees cut fresh in the North Carolina mountains and crabapple trees while they last. At S&H Feed and Garden, we're your one-time stop for all your gardening and feed needs, offering annual bedding plants, perennials, hanging baskets, vegetable plants and seeds, as well as herbs, all grown on site. Don't forget, Christmas trees are going fast. Get yours while they last. This holiday season, stop by S&H Feed and Garden, 4043 Freedom Way, Hubert. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from S&H Feed and Garden. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, Saturday, 8 to 5, closed on Sundays. Phone 910-326-5690.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1128 WSME. I guess the word is out there, getting out there now that some of the local businesses in the area, that they have won the best of the best throughout the area. We'll get a list of those from the Daily News.
We need to get it.
Yeah, the Jacksonville Daily News was doing that, which they do on a regular basis every year. And I know another business that is the best of the best, but I got to find out if everybody's been notified yet. They've been notified.
Yeah, the Daily News put it out in their newspaper. It's not online.
Has it been in the paper?
Yeah, the Daily News
really?
put it out. They
Okay.
were saying to go pick up a copy of their
Okay. Well,
paper. So we'll get it.
We'll have to go get a copy.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll take a look, see, and then we'll report on
Right.
that. Peter Wright, our personal advisor for anything about Medicare and healthcare and all that sort of good stuff. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
You ready
everyone.
for Christmas?
No.
Peter, you were in
Just
Walmart.
thinking about it.
There
Are you ever ready?
You were in Walmart every day for months.
Yeah, he's been busy.
After you could have done it lunchtime. Gave
What
up that
lunch?
cheeseburger.
You don't get
No,
lunch.
no. He's got to have lunch.
I've actually enjoyed 3. That's been
Good
really
for
nice.
you. Good for you.
But my definition of days off wouldn't be what everybody else's was. I spent most of the time working on my son's car, but I
Oh,
really
my.
enjoy doing it.
Well, listen,
Yeah,
when
now
I
you
have
know
I've got
somebody.
an oil change coming up. Can you handle that?
Yeah, I just got my
Don't do
notes.
oil changes.
Oh, you
But
do?
I do the more complicated stuff. I really love working on cars. Always have.
I used to help my neighbor
yeah.
do that. I learned a lot about working on cars, and I even helped him put an engine in. But nowadays,
Cool.
nope, thank you, can't do it.
Well, I need some wiring done on mine, and it's getting a little more difficult to get down in the crevices and install some radios and stuff.
Uh-oh.
Can you do that?
I could.
Okay.
Whether I will.
I understand. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll be back right back here. If you've got questions for Peter this morning, if it's about Medicare or health care, Medicaid, and some people don't know the difference, and we'll talk about that a little bit as we go along too. But you can give us a call, and you can have one-on-one with an expert. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, your Christmas classic station.
Modern Exterminating 627 College Street, Jacksonville has proudly been serving the pest control needs of Onslow and surrounding counties since 1952. That's 70 years of protecting the health and property of our citizens from rodents, termites, mosquitoes, and all other pests. Modern Exterminating offers inspection without obligation. Being authorized to serve government quarters, Modern Exterminating takes this opportunity to thank those who serve and allowing us to handle all your pest control needs. If what they use don't zap them, they'll trap them. And if you're not satisfied, they'll step on them. The bug stops here. Modern Exterminating, family owned and operated since 1952. Call today, 910-455-5122. That's 910-455-5122 for Modern Exterminating.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Coastal Bank and Trust thanks you for allowing us the privilege of handling all your banking needs, including personal and commercial loans to mortgage services. With locations in Jacksonville, Holly Ridge, Richlands, and Morehead City, Coastal Bank and Trust truly is a community bank dedicated to those we serve and is proud to be a part of the continued growth of Onslow, Carteret, and surrounding counties, and looks forward to meeting you. Thank you for voting us the best of the best 5 years in a row. FDIC insured and an equal housing lender.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your local and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street, on the Richlands Highway here in Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. 10 pounds or more fresh ground beef is only $2.79 a pound. Boneless chuck roast, $5.79 a pound. Whole Boston butt is only $1.69 a pound. How about whole chickens, $1.49 a pound. Family pack T-bone steak, $10.99 a pound. You get a 5-pound bag of breaded chicken nuggets for just $10 a bag. How about St. Louis style pork ribs, just $2.49 a pound? And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, how about a 3-pound bag of California navel oranges, just $3.99 a bag? County Gold cantaloupes, $2.99 each. Zucchini or yellow squash is only $1.99 a pound. Large russet baking potatoes, just 79 cents a pound. Fresh jumbo green peppers, 99 cents each. Red Globe grapes are only $2.99 a pound. And you get 2 8-packs of the 12-ounce bottle of Cokes for just $9. That's 2 8-packs of Cokes for just $9. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vented cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back, and we've got Peter in the studio. Peter was able to, last week, Lee brought in a problem.
An issue.
She had an issue. She got a letter, and her insurance, Blue Cross Blue Shield Advantage Plan, was it?
Yes.
Freedom,
No,
whatever they
it
call
was
it.
the Freedom Plan
Freedom Plan.
that created the error. Yeah.
That it was going to be discontinued.
Yeah.
And she was like, huh?
What?
Whoa, how did this happen? So Peter looked into it, and you found out that she was not alone in getting this letter.
Yeah, I spoke to the area rep of Blue Cross, and it wasn't the Freedom Plan. It was a federal plan that had created an error, and they'd sent out a letter incorrectly to a subsection of people that were enrolled in the Freedom Plan.
212 of us
Yeah.
out of thousands.
So you were special.
Special.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyway, it was corrected immediately, and new letters were sent out, which should be arriving either yesterday or today in people's mailboxes.
I will check the mailbox today.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing it to our attention.
So the other 211 folks out there, it's okay. You'll be fine.
Right.
You'll be just hunky dory.
Yeah.
No problems.
That's why I like having my own personal agent.
Yeah. Somebody you can reach out to real quickly.
You can reach out to real quickly because, I called Blue Cross and they weren't even aware of it. And the lady that I talked to was like, no, you need to do this, 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 this. And if I had done that, I would have compounded it even further. So call Peter Wright.
Yep.
Well, I'm always really impressed by the area rep for Blue Cross that I deal with, because he answers the phone when I phone up.
Wow.
And he gets onto the problem, and in the middle of the last 2 or 3 days of AEP, I had one other problem, and he spent 4 hours on the phone with me solving that problem.
Wow.
Which was
That's
a
impressive.
problem of my own fault.
Right.
But he solved it, and I thought,
Oh, that's good.
That's really good.
That's the kind of people, sources, resources you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. So what are you going to do when, since this December 7th deadline has ended? Are you just going to rest until next September?
That's right. Yeah. Just put my feet up.
Yeah. Gotta put your feet up and
or work on my son's car.
Oh yeah. Well, you can do that too. No, there are a lot of other issues and a lot of other things that people like. I'm 64 and I'm going to be 65 soon. Again. Then there are things that people need to know about because when I turned 65, I was absolutely clueless. When I was 74, I was clueless until you started coming in here about what I needed to do. It was just automatic. Things happen. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's what the government is doing. That's what they're there for, to take care of me. Not quite that way.
Yeah. No, it's amazed me just how huge an area Medicare is, and just how much there is that you've got to know. It's scary, really, and how people are meant to be able to navigate that. You can't really navigate it without spending a lot of time in it and realizing, and realizing you've got to spend hours sorting it out. But the one area, if you were really going to look at things that anybody, I think, or most people could save money on, is looking at your drug costs and really trying to make sure you're getting your drugs from a pharmacy that's the cheapest one for you, or doing them by mail order, or doing some of the strategies that we've discussed in the past.
Yeah.
Because I come across so many people with high drug costs that could, with a few simple steps can really lower those costs. And that's really good.
Yeah, if you're on one of those, I mean, there are people like Lee over there. She doesn't have any drugs to deal with or whatever, maybe an
Why
aspirin.
you act like that's a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing.
Lee over there.
I just wish that the rest of us were like that, but we're not. And mine, thank goodness, are relatively inexpensive so far. But there are folks out there with, like you,
Yes.
Yeah.
who have
Very
critical
expensive.
needs of very expensive drugs, but you can get them. They're still you
I
can still
get mine for zero.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes, but I do.
Yeah.
So, and I've had them
But you
for
gotta know-
18 years.
You got to
Yeah.
learn how to work it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Learn how to deal with it. And we'll talk about that. But after we get back here, I do want to know, for those newbies out there, do you hear we got Medicaid expansion in North Carolina coming up, right? We got Medicare that's out there. Okay. Am I eligible for Medicare? Am I going to get what? I don't understand. What does it mean? Nobody's telling me. They just said to go get some, and I don't know. So we'll talk about that when we come back. You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, your Christmas classic station.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. House Republicans have scheduled a closed-door deposition by the president's son, Hunter Biden, this morning, and a vote later today on whether to start a formal impeachment inquiry against President Biden.
While Republicans have yet to link Hunter Biden's million-dollar business deals to any wrongdoing by the president, Republicans like Congressman Don Bacon of Nebraska say a formal inquiry might be worth it.
But I think the voters deserve to know what did the Bidens do with $25 million? Where did it come in from? Where did it go?
Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
6 weeks of the New Hampshire primary, Governor Chris Sununu endorses Nikki Haley in the Republican presidential race.
It's not just a campaign. I really do believe it's a movement. It's a movement to get the Republican Party excited again about a candidate, a movement to galvanize the rest of the country.
Haley is second on average in the polls in New Hampshire, far behind former President Donald Trump and ahead of Chris Christie and Ron DeSantis. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
And we're back in the studio with us. And if you want to ask a question or two of Peter, you feel free to do so right now. Peter Wright, he's a agent with Medicare and healthcare agent, and he jumps into the Medicaid area as well because that's part of the healthcare insurance stuff, right?
Well, I can't help people with Medicaid, but I can point them in the right direction. If you've got Medicaid, then and Medicare, then that gives you may well qualify for some of the what they call dual complete plans. DSNP plans is what we're calling.
All right, let's say we're older, we're 65 plus. And I know Kelly was reading during the break there, 19 to 64, and you have certain income levels, you can get Medicaid.
Correct.
In North Carolina under this expanded plan. But how about when you're 65 and you've got Medicare and it's not covering everything that you need and you don't have a lot of extra income, like you may be on Social Security and that's it?
Yeah. So what you're saying is Medicaid going to be expanded for people 65 and older? Is that
that's
basis
basically
of your question? And I've asked that same question because I've read the same reports. It's 19 to 64. And I asked the United Healthcare area rep and to get some clarification on that.
In the backyard.
And he said that in February or March, there'll be a sort of process that may well affect people that are 65 and older. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen.
So we're still in the wait and see.
So we're, it wasn't clear to me what he exactly meant. So what I'm sorry.
Yeah, this right here says, can I have Medicare and receive Medicaid expansion? No. Some people who have Medicare coverage may be eligible for other existing Medicaid programs. For example, people who are disabled and are age 64 and under may be eligible for Medicaid through disability coverage.
How about 65 and over?
No, not according to this.
They're not going to get it.
What is
Well,
this? Is
my
that a
mother was on
government
Medicaid.
publication?
I'm on the North Carolina Department
Yes.
of Health and Human Services
Okay, so
website.
that should be correct. Then.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
What the expansion, one of the things, and I'm a Medicaid provider, so I can say this, one of the things it was designed to do is to help low income individuals who were not currently, prior to December 1st, qualifying for Medicaid and did not have other health insurance to be able to get insurance. Because the rules, they changed some of the rules basically.
Yeah. Okay.
And to allow for, quote, the expansion. And it's, I was in a committee meeting up in Raleigh about a month ago or so, and they were saying up to 300,000 more people will be eligible for Medicaid.
Wow.
It's taxpayer funded, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Obamacare or Affordable Care, that's pretty well one and done.
I think it's kind of gone by the, I mean, it's some things out there, but it's not like it was before. Things have changed.
In terms of what?
Like Obamacare is kind of not, policies have changed in general under that.
Yeah, I've read some news stories about it, and it was like this is not what they thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. But at least you get insurance if you need, if you're under 65, at least you got a way to get insurance.
Sure.
Because I was helping somebody just yesterday in Onso with one of those plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So what are you doing now that December 7th, that magic date has come and gone? I know you're going to take a couple of weeks off. You're not at Walmart, right?
I'm not at Walmart, but I'm still working and working hard. So there's
Yeah,
There's-
Peter, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
And I know you're not in the Walmart, but you will be back in January, correct? Will you?
Yes, I
going
will be
there?
back there in January.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing too is, after December 7th, you could not apply for, your
For Medicare.
for Medicare or
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
whatever.
that was a cutoff date.
Yeah, that was a cutoff date. Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
But apparently there's some kind of rumor or a statement was made that there was a special election period has been extended until the end of the month. Is that true or is that a rumor?
You're actually ahead of me because I only found out about it yesterday.
Okay.
But so there's a statewide extreme weather situation that caused a special election period until the 31st of December. So I can still assign people up for Medicare plans up until the end of December. So it's like the enrollment period in a way has been extended because you can still do it if you're affected by statewide extreme weather situation.
Okay. Well, apparently everybody was. So
it's a statewide.
Did I miss a
statewide
snowstorm
special
or
election
something?
period?
it was just the mountains got snow and then other areas got wind and rain and tornado damage. So that
all the
qualifies
time.
as an extreme.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
weather.
glad. I'm glad.
Yeah.
So that
So
may-
if anyone missed that December 7th cutoff, they have until the end of the month to contact you and go, hey, I want to possibly switch my plan.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They can do that. You can do that, folks, by calling 252-373-4056. 252-373-4056. It will also be on our Facebook page.
And Peter also has a website because I think this is a super cool name. foxplans.com. I just like that.
It's posted right now on our Facebook
Oh,
and
good.
YouTube.
Okay. Well,
thanks.
Yeah.
foxplans.com.
I love that name.
I
do.
don't know where you came up with that. but
I
it's
think
brilliant.
it's awesome. What do you recommend for people that have, already signed up for like plans? So what do they need to be doing between now and January 1?
Right. So there's at least 3 things that I recommend. First thing is check that you've got the letter from company you've signed up with, because you should have that within a week to 10 days of signing up. So the people that signed up right at the end of the period will still be waiting for that letter.
Okay.
And then you should also receive your membership cards. Now I know Blue Cross may only be sending those out in the third week of December because they're putting a new system in place. But all the other companies that you've signed up with, you should receive a new membership card within 2 weeks of when you signed up. So make sure you've got that membership card because you'll need it for the new year. And I can talk about the Blue Cross ones because I've got a Blue Cross membership myself. So the Blue Cross membership card. Yeah. So you'll end up with 3 cards for most people.
Okay.
Not you, Lee. I don't think you've got that many.
Don't even start with me.
So most people that have a Blue Cross membership will have a membership card, and they'll also have an over-the-counter card, which they can use to purchase over-the-counter supplies from.
I still haven't been able. You talk about I went through Blue Connect, and I can't even get. It's a mess. I'm gonna have to call them back. But yeah, I have very little time left for this year. Go spend that money.
Yeah, so I would give them a phone and get it overnighted to you, or if you haven't got a card for it already. Yeah.
I don't know what I have anymore.
Or you could order it over the phone. Order what you want over the phone. So that's the other alternative I would do. But don't leave it till the last day.
Send me my dang card, y'all.
You told me that last week.
And then there's also the Liberty Dental card. So there's 3 cards: a membership card, over-the-counter card, and a Liberty Dental card. And I always put some sticky tape over the Liberty Dental card to make it last longer. But those are the ones, if you've got Blue Cross, those are the ones that you'd be looking at. And anybody that purchased a hospital indemnity plan, I would keep that in the same place where you keep your other cards, just so that you know where it is. That's to help you claim if you need to claim, for if you've been into hospital or gone for a surgery or use an ambulance or a variety of things. So keep that card also where you keep your other ones so you know where it is. So that's what I do in terms of the cards. There's another thing too. If you got a new plan, you may be moving your pharmacy, or you may have spoken to me. You may not have a new plan, but we may have checked your drugs and found that you can get your drugs cheaper from a different pharmacy.
So the new pharmacy, they can get all that information from the old pharmacy?
They can. You can walk into a pharmacy. Like I've swapped pharmacies several times. I've gone from Walgreens to Harris Teeter, just as an example, and got spoken to the person at Harris Teeter, the pharmacist, or the lady behind the counter there, and she's pulled all the info from, say it was Walgreens, and brought it over to Harris Teeter.
So you don't have to deal with your doctor.
Yeah. But new ones, you have to tell your doctor, hey, send it to this place. Now, if you've got a new plan and you want to have drugs mailed to you by mail order, then, or if you've even got an old plan and you want to start getting drugs mailed to you, then phone up the member services number and ask to speak to the pharmacist with your plan and arrange to have that done there. I've helped several people do that in the past when they've had issues with it. But it takes about, I'd say, 3/4 of an hour to organize it.
Really?
Well, it depends on the number of drugs you got. A lot of people have 8, 12, 15 drugs. So you got a lot to go through. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say the average number of drugs people take is, I suppose it varies, but 8 or more is often, and that takes a bit of time.
Well, I do a chunk of mine are over the counter, so aspirin here and Nexium there, and this all over the counter anyway.
Yeah.
So
no, that's great. Yeah. No, mine aren't so over the counter.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I'm sitting around the 7 drug number. I always try cutting it down, and the doctor says, "Peter, you taking your cholesterol?" No.
Now, people that are under 65 that need health care plans,
like Kelly,
they can get them, correct? I just want to make sure. I had somebody just text me that.
You have up to
Yes,
December
yeah,
15th.
but
We'll make
we've
sure
got
that's
till
clear.
December the 15th to
Okay.
sign up for the 1st of January. But
Okay.
the open enrollment period for that is still open until the 15th of January.
Okay.
So that is
And if they wait
so
till
that,
January,
and that's till February the
that's what I
1st.
thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Just,
So if you wait till the 16th of December, in other words, you won't be signing up for the 1st of January. You'll be signing up for the 1st of February.
February. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and you can do that until the 15th of January, and then that open enrollment season closes. So I can help you with that too if you need help with a ACA plan.
So explain once again, like come January, I'm looking at my plan and I don't like it, or I want to make a change. I can make a change one time.
Yes, if you've got a Medicare Advantage plan and you find you don't like it, you've put it in place and you find you don't like it, so you put it in place during the annual enrollment period, or you didn't do anything during the annual enrollment period and you still have a Medicare Advantage plan from a previous year, you can make one change in January, February, or March, which goes into place on the 1st of the following month. So 1st of February, March, or 1st of April. And you can change, and the reasons you might change are because there's a drug that's not covered, or you've changed the drug and you didn't realize that it wasn't going to be covered. One of your doctors isn't covered, or you just don't like the plan. You found a better plan which you believe will give you better benefits. So
Right.
you can, you definitely can still make that change. And it's a good thing because it means that the decision that you're making during October, November, December time isn't set in stone for the next year. You have that 3 months to try it out and make change if you need to.
Okay, now, but then next year, well, next October, November, December, whatever, you can change back if you want to as well, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
which would take effect on the 1st of
January.
Yeah, so each year you should take a look during October, November, December, and just check you're in the right plan to suit your needs for the next year. Yeah.
We should be experts at this by now.
By next year, I'll be working alongside Peter up there at Walmart.
And one other thing that people should do as you're getting a new plan, or if you're in a plan anyway, is ask for a printed copy of the evidence of coverage. Well, this is what I think you should do. It's about 220 pages
Oh, my
of what
Lord.
the rules and what things you can get. What the insurance plan that you're in will do for you. So it's really handy to know that. And I find it, and I'm being honest, I find it riveting reading. But I love technical manuals. So
You need to get Netflix or
It's-
something.
it's like working on cars. I love that too. I don't know why.
I know some car dealers that can use you.
So I would get the evidence of coverage, because that will also tell you how to do various things, like make a complaint if you need to, and the various levels of complaints. It will tell you, what things are covered and so on. So that's all really handy info. And the other thing I would ask for is a formulary list, which is a list of drugs that each company has that's you can get from that plan. And that would be very helpful if something goes wrong during a year and your doctor needs to prescribe something, or you're not happy with a particular drug. It gives you, the information that you can look at and say, well, maybe I am covered for this, or maybe, I can get a formulary exception or a tier exception or a quantity exception, which means you could increase the quantity of a drug you're taking or whatever. So it's interesting for me because it's one of the drugs I take. I was really limited on how much I was able to get because it does. I don't get mine through the Medicare plan. I get it a different way, but I know people often have that problem where they can't get enough of a drug, and so there are quantity exceptions where you can get a double dose of a drug, which I have to have for my rheumatoid arthritis, or I wouldn't be able to function. Yeah.
Wow. What is that drug?
Oh, that's Humira. It's
They have a commercial.
It's an injectable, and it really has worked well for me.
You got to get shots?
No, I inject them myself, but I get them weekly.
How do you do that?
You could.
Look, let me tell you something. I want to share a very quick story, which is how I know I could not. Lee knows the story. So my brother has an issue now, and he has to. The doctor had wanted to give him medicine recently that has to be injected, and he's like, "Well, I can't do it." So I was up at Mom's, and for whatever reason, I attempted to volunteer to do this. Yeah, and the plan was that I was going to inject him and then try to train my mother to do it because I'm 4 hours away from my brother. He has to have this like every 2 weeks or whatever it is. The needle, and I'm not even remotely exaggerating, was literally like this. It was bad. And the pharmacist said, I know it looks big and scary, but it's daunting. And the pharmacist was actually trying to show me at the pharmacy where in his leg it goes. So we go to Mom's. He sits on the couch and he's like, okay, just go ahead and do it. And at this point, I realized I'm probably not cut out for this. And the pharmacist told me you have to, there was like a bunch of steps. You have to put air in the syringe and then release the air into the vial. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna give him an embolism. Like all this stuff is running through my, at this point, his hands are shaking. Then someone told me, okay, well, you have to be careful. He goes, don't hit an artery. And my brother said that. I'm like, why do you even have to tell me that? So I'm trying to remember where the pharmacy said to put it on his leg.
Just tattoo a spot there.
That's what should have happened. So then they said, well, you have to go in, and if you pull it back a little bit, and if you draw blood, you've hit a vein. And I'm like, oh my God. So my brother's like, just jab it. Well, I just couldn't. As much as he and I butt heads a lot, I just could not. And I thought I was going to be able to just stab him with this. No, Raver, it was awful.
Stabbing is not a good word.
I put the needle in there a little bit. He instantly starts bleeding, and he's yelling. And this needle, and the pharmacist said the needle has to go in halfway.
Then why don't they make a shorter needle?
That's what I said. and I'm like, it's going to cut my mom. And then my mother's like, I think that needle's going to come out the other side. And then my brother really freaked with that. It was so bad. So my brother's bleeding. I'm freaking out. Needless to say, the medicine never got in him. I pulled it out. I'm like, and I said, I can't do it. I said, you're going to have to go to your doctor. So he ended up like a week later. He said, I'm never going to be able to do this. He will not be able to do it. He had his eyes closed. It was awful.
So he can't do it either.
He cannot do it. It's
Peter, you can do it.
I can do it.
Why can't they make a pill form or something?
Or make like a better system. The needle.
I would just take it and squirt it on a piece of bread and
just like
no.
Just take this. But yeah,
they do doggy.
Yeah.
I like doing injectables because I take methotrexate.
You are just like you need to stop.
No,
already.
but I take methotrexate, and those make you feel, if you swallow the pills, it makes you feel sick and
that's
queasy
like a terrible
and
feeling.
So on.
Yeah,
but if you inject it,
you're okay.
You don't feel that a side effect. You feel very tired the next day, but you
need to go work on your son's car first. It was like I find reading insurance books riveting, and I love giving myself shots.
And this is how I know. I don't think I could give myself shots, right? I don't think I could. Yeah, I learned something when I was in the hospital. A couple of years ago with the diverticulitis, I had to have shots in my stomach. That didn't bother me. I wasn't giving them to myself. That didn't hurt. It was. I looked like I'd been in a fight. I was so bruised from it. I had to do it, twice a day. But I was cool with that. I don't think I could give myself a shot. I
gave
very
my daughter
quickly learned.
one.
I don't think I can.
I gave my daughter one when she was going through treatments, she's trying to get pregnant, and she's like, "You're going to have to give me my shot." And I was like, "What?"
Now, if it
But I
involved
did
something
good.
like this,
I did
just an
good.
arm, I probably could. But this was like a whole process. And the pharmacist, if the pharmacist had never said you have to do it in a certain area, made it very super specific, I might would have been better about it. But by the time I got to my mom's house, I was nervous.
No. Brother, close your eyes, open your mouth.
Yeah, just squirt it in there. Yeah.
Swallow
So
it.
anyway, it's a solid process. Kudos to Peter for being able to do it. I can't do it. Yeah.
Well, I'm not doing a big long needle.
this
I'm
one
doing
was-
a short needle. It's just
It was awful.
it's just under the
I have a question
under the
for you.
skin for me.
I have a question for you from a listener. If you want to wait till after commercial?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
You're
do
live
that
and local,
first.
Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, your Christmas classic station. We'll be right back.
This is Dwayne Silent Service Center. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert takes this opportunity to say thank you for your past patronage and to wish you and yours a safe and happy holiday season. Being the oldest sporting and firearm facility in Oslo County, Flatwoods Outfitters has a long gun or pistol in stock, whether for hunting or personal safety. Take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to practice or to learn how to safely operate your firearm, which Flatwoods highly recommends. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope to be sure of perfect accuracy to bag that trophy. They carry all the major brand names of long guns, shotguns, and pistols, as well as ammunition. If you are interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert can assist with that also. If a sporting arm is on your holiday shopping list, you will find it at Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and constitution. Once again, thank you and happy holidays from Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert. At Sound Furniture and Appliance, they are proud to have been in the furniture and appliance business since 1965, and their goal is to continue to offer the best products and services to their customers at acceptable prices throughout the holidays. Whether you are furnishing your residence, beach house, condo, or office year-round, or are looking for a festive look for the holidays, Sound Furniture and Appliance has the furnishings to fit any budget, style, and taste. Their sales and design teams offer professional and personal service with product and fabric selection. Sound Furniture Appliance, 600 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, carries name brands such as Sealy, Lazy Boy, and appliances by Sub-Zero, Wolf, Code, and Hajizaki. Financing and local delivery is available. Sound Furniture Appliance asks you to join them in remembering all military men and women this holiday season. Sound Furniture Appliance, wishing you the best for the holidays and the upcoming new year. Sound Furniture Appliance, 600 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 6 p.m. and 8:30 to 5:30 on Saturdays. Phone 252-393-8130 for Sound Furniture Appliance in Cedar Point.
Wismart and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company has kept our community comfortable year-round with quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, it's time for a new boat in your family. Yeah. How about a new motor for your boat? You can get either a power pole or a trolling motor. Your first stop this Christmas season should be at Tideline Marine for a new motor, a boat, or whatever accessories you want or those that you need. Check with the fine folks down at Tideline for assistance and advice offered from them. Whether it's the new boat, a repower for an old boat, or fishing lures and accessories, stop by and say, hey, I want to be part of your family. It is a family operation, and going into the Christmas season, they wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 4, dominant period 8 seconds, sounds and rivers a moderate chop, perfect for speckled trout and redfish. Thursday, tomorrow, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots, a bit breezy, becoming northerly 15 to 20 in the afternoon, gust up to 30 knots in the morning, seas 4 to 6 feet, dominant period 6 seconds, sounds and rivers will be rough, diminishing to choppy in the afternoon. And on Friday, northeasterly winds 10 to 15, seas 3 to 5 feet, sounds and rivers moderate chop.
Today, mostly sunny, a high of 59. Tonight, clear, low of 32. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 49 and gusty tomorrow. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 26. That's so cold.
Yeah.
And on Friday, sunny, high of 54.
We're going to get close to Rosemary Stein's temperatures.
Now, Lee, we have
a question from a listener. If you have Medicare and TRICARE for life, do you need a supplemental plan also?
And by a supplemental plan, you know, an Advantage plan. Yes, you can put. You don't have to have one, but if you would like to get extra benefits, you definitely can have a Advantage plan with that. Most people get it without a drug plan, and it gives you access to dental gyms, to glasses, to transportation,
Cleaning
to
your house,
money.
Right.
Not the one that we'd be looking at there, because it wouldn't be wouldn't be a Blue Cross one.
If they already have Medicare, they could change that to a Medicare special plan, Advantage plan?
Medicare Advantage plan. So instead of Medicare being your primary payer and TRICARE the secondary one, it becomes the Medicare Advantage plan becomes the primary payer with TRICARE secondary. And A and B is now under Part A, and Part B is now under the Advantage plan. And the government, of course, pays plus minus $10,000 to the Advantage plan to provide these benefits. So you don't pay for this plan if you've got, if you take one of these plans, but you get the extra benefits, of which one of them also I hadn't mentioned yet was money back on your Social Security check.
Right.
You may get somewhere around $50 back on your Social Security check each month at $600 plus a year. So yes, you can get benefits. I have a lot of, I've probably got 60 or maybe 80 people on my book of business that have got TRICARE with one of those plans. So it's
not like a third insurance you're taking out. It's like you've got Medicare, but it's a special Medicare plan, right?
Yeah, it's basically, I think I get what you're saying. It's basically instead of having Medicare and your Part A and B being managed by the government, it's being managed by your Part A and Part B is now under the insurance company that you choose. And that's because it's under there, the government is paying them plus minus $10,000 a year. And so this money, because you don't need with TRICARE a drug plan, most people don't, then you get even richer benefits than the average person.
You know what's scary? I actually understood that.
Oh, cool.
I actually understood.
I know. Whew. All right. So explain very quickly the Medicare, the extra help for people that don't know what that is. Explain what that is.
Yes. So that's for people that have low incomes,
Okay.
you can apply for extra help, and that helps you get your drugs at a lower cost and reduces the cost of a premium for your health associated part of your extra of your Medicare Advantage plan. So it really helps reduce large drug expenses and makes them very low. So you may be paying somewhere between $3 to $10 for a drug, or $3 to $8 for a drug, rather than $400 or $500 or whatever you were paying in the past for drugs. So it can make a big difference. And what has happened this in 2024, and I didn't know this until, I knew that the extra help had been increased. I didn't realize it was due to the Inflation Reduction Act, but we used to have various tiers of extra help where you qualify for 25% help or 50% help or 75% help or 100%. But now, because of the Inflation Reduction Act for next year, it's actually it's made, if anybody's got any level of extra help, they get 100% extra help. So drugs will be lower than they have been in the past.
But it's all
because of that.
But it's all based on your salary or how much money you've got, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this, $21,000 or thereabouts for somebody on Social Security.
Right.
That's kind of like fairly much of a normal.
Well, it looks like they raised it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are below that, level.
I know a lot of
or
people
below
like that.
And so it really does. I've got a lot of people on extra help,
But
and it helps them.
As a married couple, there's, below $29,000.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that are in that boat.
A whole lot. I've got a lot of clients that are below both these numbers. Yeah.
Well, that may help them.
It will
You need to
absolutely
take
help them.
this to
I'm
them.
going to take this with me to work and make sure some of them I know already get the extra help, but I'm going to confirm there's a few I have in mind. I don't think they're getting it. We're going to change that quickly.
So there's
the
inflation. So the Inflation Reduction Act has helped the other people we mentioned before, which is the people that that if you get expensive drugs, we used to have the catastrophic coverage phase, where you pay 5% of the cost of your drugs once you've gone over. I think last year it was $7,400. Now it's $8,000. But they've got rid of a catastrophic coverage phase for this next year, 2024. So drug prices will be limited in 2024 to $8,000 max. So the max you'll have to pay for Part D drugs is $8,000 next year, which affects people like me because if I'd got them through one of these plans this year, I'd be paying $16,600.
But if you've got an income of $20,000, $8,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, you do So if you said 20,000, there you get the extra help. So now you're at a lower cost level.
Okay.
But with what they've done with the Inflation Reduction Act is, they've decreased it for the next year, and the year after it's down to $2,000. So that's a good things that they've done. And you mentioned to me, Rayford, I think a couple of weeks ago, that you were concerned about the co-pays and so on for people. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat.
I have too.
Today. That's better. So you mentioned to me about the costs of co-pays and so on, and you were worried about that. And so I printed off the 2023 and the 2024 drug prices for, and this is for Blue Cross, just to have a look. This is their main plan, but the most popular plan, the Essential Plus plan, that 79% of people enrolled in last year. And what it shows is between 2023 and 2024, Yeah, but if you look at the standard pharmacies, the costs have remained the same, so they haven't gone up due to inflation. But what I do notice that has gone up between 2023 and 2024 is that the preferred costs at the pharmacies have increased, and somewhat dramatically. I mean, they're still under what the standard pharmacies would be, but there is quite a large increase, in costs there. So you are, if you don't get extra help, you are going to see, because you asked me this question, so you are going to see, looking at this, and I'd imagine that this is, I haven't checked it for the other companies, but I imagine it would be somewhat similar for them as well. So I'll take a look at the other companies and see, but that was the one thing that I saw that, as you said, that you were worried about it. And so let's give an example. Preferred brand drugs for a 3-month supply was $111 in 2023, and in 2024 it's going to be $135.
That's a significant increase.
Yeah.
And I thought we were listening to some of our elected officials saying that drug prices were going to be brought under control.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal for people. If they don't, let's say they're $2 over that cutoff for the extra help.
Yep.
I mean, so that means they're still going to have limited funds. They're just not going to have the extra help. This is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
And it's scary to think.
But I would say
get sick.
to that that what you really need to do is really look carefully at all your drug costs. Go onto Medicare.gov, put your drugs in there, or get a son or daughter that can help you do that, and really work out where, because you can choose which pharmacies you should go to. You want to go to, you can put different ones in, and you can see what your drug costs at those pharmacies or through mail order and so on. And you'll find, if you do that, that you'll more than likely be able to get your drugs significantly cheaper. Plus, maybe you can look at some of the drugs and see if those discount cards like GoodRx or similar cards can help you too. Because or you can do a patient assistance program like we've talked about in the past, because I find so many areas for virtually everybody where they can save money on drugs. So we see it going up here, but there are ways that you can really modify, change that so that you can benefit.
Since you know how to, I don't want to call it manipulate, but to meander through the system.
Yeah.
Can people come to you about that?
I've helped a lot of people about that.
With drugs.
Yeah.
Now, the other question I have, if you find, I don't know, pharmacy A is cheaper than pharmacy B on one drug, but pharmacy B is cheaper than pharmacy A on a different drug, you can specify which pharmacy is going to do you. So
Definitely.
you can go to 3 or 4 different drugstores.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but I know people that
if
do it.
it's going to save you
Definitely
money.
save.
You can also get samples from the doctors too. That's another way you can do it too. So I mean, I did that for years. As I said, I
go from doctor to doctor.
My doctor used to get a large bottle of Chivas Regal every
Well, I think it is outrageous that diabetics, for example, have these high copays for insulin.
Yes.
Insulin should be free, or like $2 or something, in my opinion, is based on how many. I'm not a diabetic and I don't ever want to be one, but insulin, which is a life necessity thing for diabetics, it is crazy that one of this is $105 copay, like for a 3-month supply. Who can afford that?
But that is a lot cheaper than it was 3 years ago.
And that's scary.
People were paying $670 or so.
That is outrageous. That should not be a thing.
There was a big congressional hearing on that about the cost of insulin while they were working out this reduction.
People should not have to choose between eating or paying their bills and paying for their medicine.
But they have brought this right down. It is now $35 a month, and that's
for
pretty,
1 month. Yeah, I agree.
That's
35
pretty cool
for
compared
some
to
people.
what it
It's not
was.
doable, but yes, this 105 for a 3-month supply is crazy. Mainly because if you add 35 a month, well, no, you're still going to be. It's just going to average out. That's
It's
still awful.
Still 35 a month.
Yes, it's still. I just think it should
But
be
it's
a lot
come
cheaper.
down a lot
Yeah,
from
I
what it
agree.
used
but
to
it
be.
still
Yes.
shouldn't even be that.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, this is sad. It's very sad.
Totally agree. We got to take a break. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, your Christmas classic station. We'll be right back.
If you are rebuilding, remodeling, or doing home improvements for the holidays or the upcoming new year, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridge Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Give the handyman a gift from Williams Hardware, your helpful handy hardware store in Morris City this Christmas. Williams Hardware also cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill. Williams Hardware thanks you for the opportunity to help you with all your hardware needs and wishes you a safe and happy holiday season. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridge Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday, 7:30 till 6, and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone 252-726-7158 for Williams Hardware.
It's the season of giving, which means a visit to Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Select a gift that will keep on giving long after Christmas. Right now, save up to 40% on in-store merchandise, including showcase jewelry, featuring pendants, diamond rings, diamond fashion bands, gemstone rings, and earrings. Need money for the holidays? Barnes Diamond Gallery pays top dollar for gold and silver. Major credit cards accepted and layaway available. Hurry and save 40% on in-store merchandise right now. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Saturday.
Merry Christmas from our family to yours. Barnes Diamond Gallery.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
I had a question about my insurance the other day, so I called my new State Farm agent. And would you believe I talked to the same person who remembered my name? They said that was called service. And then they asked if my dog Max was over his cold. They called that service too. And then they helped me find ways to save on my home and auto coverage. I asked State Farm what they called that. They said service.
Call David Hall, State Farm, 910-455-0440, 1218 Country Club Road, Jacksonville. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
And before we continue with Peter, we got a little bit of news about you Tesla owners out there.
Yes.
What is it?
Over 2 million U.S. Tesla owners will begin receiving over-the-air software updates as a result of a recall due to the vehicle's autopilot feature.
Yeah,
this covers the automaker's lineup from the model years 2012 to 2023.
That's all of them.
I think so.
Wow,
Yes.
my goodness gracious. We got a caller. Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I had a question. I guess that it was more for Dr. Rose. I know things were going on the radio there, but it's something that maybe next time she's on, she might be able to address. But years ago, they had, they always have these like medical phenomenons coming up, like Alzheimer's in '66. That this is a new thing that they were unaware of, and then it was AIDS, then it was HIV, all around the same time period. But one after another.
Uh-huh.
And then in '86, they had SIDS babies, sudden infant death syndrome. And it was in the news that year and thereabouts, but then never again. And it's just something to see if she could maybe comment the next time she's on.
Okay, we'll talk about
as to
SIDS.
what-
I haven't heard a whole lot about it, but I've been to several cases where back in the day in the 70s when I was doing that kind of work, that SIDS was involved.
Yeah,
Still don't understand it, but-
Did they ever find out what caused it or what was it?
Nope. I don't know.
It's just that period. Does it still happen and just it isn't mentioned?
I'm sure it's still happening, but we'll find out next
Yeah.
week. It's a good question,
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I guess one other question that have they ended the use of fetal monitor probes on infants? Because after our daughter was born and they used it with her, and she had died, and the doctor had brought her back to life soon after death. It was, everything cut off as far as her life signs right before it. And in hindsight, I was trying to think, if a woman hadn't had problems for 9 months going into the birth, why would you even use that? That it is if anything, it causes damage pushing it, through the baby's skin, the baby's skull, and between the that it has to damage something, especially if it's a long probe they're using.
Why did they do this with your daughter?
I have no clue. They brought in a machine and they just, the nurse said this is something that they commonly use, and it was to supposedly monitor the baby's life signs as the baby's being born. And the doctor was controlling it because he was doing like 13 deliveries that day with the mother using Pitocin and other drugs that would control the baby who was going to be born. But as far as I know, my ex-wife was the only person that they used it with.
Okay. Well, I don't know, but we'll ask. There'll be some stuff we're going to ask. Okay.
Yeah, just hit me as, like this thing is going to go, between the two, between the brain lobes and through the meninges, then probably cavity, and probably even
I don't have a clue, but we'll find out. Got to run, Bill. Thank you.
Probe, too long.
Thank you.
All right.
You're live and local Real Talk. We'll be right back.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only copper protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it. Barker Electrical Corporation, located at 3163 New Bern Highway, Jacksonville, takes this time to say thank you for your past patronage and wishes you and yours a safe and happy holiday season. Barker Electrical Technology Corporation has proudly been serving the electrical needs of Eastern North Carolina since 2002, specializing in residential, commercial, and heavy industrial work. Barker Electrical Technology can handle repairs for existing homes, hot tubs, swimming pools, pool houses, control systems, and exterior structures. Fully licensed and bonded, Barker Electrical Technology is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Phone 910-358-2187. Online at barker-electrical.com. Coastal Bank and Trust, voted best of the best bank for 6 years in a row, would like to take this opportunity to wish you the very best this holiday season and to thank you for allowing us the privilege of taking care of all your banking needs this past year. With locations in Jacksonville, Holly Ridge, Richlands, and Morehead City, Coastal Bank and Trust looks forward to serving your banking needs in the coming year. Happy holidays from Coastal Bank and Trust, FDIC insured and an equal housing lender.
If you're looking for a great deal on a brand new Mitsubishi pre-owned car or truck, look no further than Bob Mills Mitsubishi, 2150 North Marine Boulevard. Because at Bob Mills Mitsubishi, they give it away and guarantee all their customers financing. At Bob Mills, there is no high pressure, no smoke and mirrors, or running back and forth to a sales manager. Buying a new Mitsubishi or quality pre-owned car or truck should be a fun experience. And that's what you'll have at Bob Mills Mitsubishi, 2150 North Marine Boulevard in Jacksonville, because they give it away. When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back live and local Real Talk, finishing up this today and the next couple of minutes, and Peter's going to be taking a couple of weeks off, and he'll be back on the first of the year, the 3rd of January, if our memory's right.
January
3rd, a Wednesday. So he'll be back then. In the meantime, though, you can give him a call, and you can call him at his on his cell number, 252. I'll get to it in just a second. 252-373-4056. It's also on our Facebook page, so you can get it there, and you can, also go to his foxplans.com. Foxplans.com. I like it.
I like it.
Foxplans.com. And if you've got some questions, he'll be able to answer them for you between now and then. If he has to, he'll set up an appointment with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And come have a chat.
Give me a phone. Yeah.
So that'll be good. But we do appreciate what you're doing for us in here.
Well, thanks. I enjoy doing it, and I really love coming onto the radio and interacting like this.
And what's really weird is we pick up something new every freaking week.
I'm starting to learn more and more.
It's like
and understand it.
I'm headed for postgraduate course right now.
I don't know about that. I'm not going to be reading books on insurance, though.
Well, it's not that. I know. You never know.
That's right.
I don't know. So,
well, I never would have believed I would either.
So,
I mean, I'm an engineer.
No, but
I love working with my hands. I wouldn't think I'd be in insurance, but
no, but you're so knowledgeable. You've helped me. You've helped Kelly and Rayford and many other people out there that I've talked to that said that you have helped them. So
yeah, and I'm going to check out my drug plan. I've got to get a list of all my drugs again.
Yes.
Because every time I go to the doctor, like the cardiologist, they change them. They give me different drugs because some work, some don't work so well. So we'll see. And I'll get a list of those, and we'll see just which drugstores are the best. Maybe I just set it up so I can go from one to the other, because I do 90-day drug plans. So I don't want anything less.
Yeah. No, it makes it easier when you're picking up a 3-month supply rather than doing it monthly.
Now, if I could just get an Uber to go do it for me, then I would offset the savings, wouldn't it? Yep, don't want to do that. Maybe I could get a volunteer.
Well, I'll go get it for you.
Like Chris Marks, he likes to volunteer for stuff.
I remember when I used to get all my through, from the doctor for samples.
Yeah.
It was such a pain. I could get every drug,
really?
Virtually all my drugs as samples, but this was about 10, 12 years ago. But it used to take hours and hours to organize it and to and they'd call me up and say, we've got these in stock, you can come and pick them up now. And I'd go down there and pick them up, and then I had
one doctor that if I called him, because I didn't go visit him regularly, I did an annual physical, and that was pretty much it. But then he said, when this little GERD thing came along, he said, I got some stuff here you need to try. So I've got all the samples you need. So this is the way it is. So anyway, okay, we are going to take a 22-hour break. Kelly and Lee and I will be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Peter, we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Yeah. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. We've got Chris Miller tomorrow talking about all things sports, and we may have somebody else by tomorrow as well. Have a good rest of your day. Be safe out there. We'll see you in the morning.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. House Republicans plan to vote today on starting a formal impeachment inquiry into President Biden. 3 committees have been investigating Biden family business deals, and they've uncovered some alarming facts. Speaking of Mike Johnson on Special Report with Brett Baer, Colorado Democrat Jonah Goose.
This is being done at the behest of former President Trump.
The president's son, Hunter Biden, subpoenaed to appear before Congress this morning. The Israeli military confirms the death of 10 more soldiers, including 2 senior officers and heavy